We're recording. I just want to let y'all know the fit went together. They made me change the shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. Whoa. So, no. Listen. He came, right. He came here. We all said, yeah, Powerful Mind shorts for the actual podcast. Wear whatever fit afterwards for whatever. Man's just Powerful Mind shirt, out the door. Didn't remember that. No, nothing. Right? This is his second free shirt. Next time I told him I'm charging him.
You can't put limitations on the drip, man.
Welcome back, Powerful Mind. How are you guys doing today? Miss you so much since last time. We are back and we are better than ever, baby. Today we're here with the boys. We got
your boy Supreme Ortiz,
Malachi, Malornez on Instagram,
and my name's Amaya. So welcome back. Welcome back to the Powerful Mind podcast with our newest member, Malachi Markner. Unfortunately, got a flat tire. And then changed it to a spare, and then that spare also ended up being flat, so he's not doing too good right now, but, he'll be fine.
Sending some love.
Right, yeah, some peace, love, next time, we got him next time.
Yeah.
But today we are going to be talking about, actually, I just did an interview before this, with two other guys who are from, actually, Northport. So they're from, my hometown, our home area.
Yeah.
They're two young guys, and they talked a lot about how they go and seek out their opportunities they work a lot with, Danny Duncan, and, Drew filmed it. It was, one of the bigger ones that they had recently worked with. And they talked, towards the end, they talked a lot openly more about how they are getting more in tune with, their spirituality, with, going to church and, all of that, and how they feel like ever since they started doing that's led them to a lot of blessings and a lot of opportunities and everything with that. And personally, I think that this generation of the industry that is coming up is, I feel a lot more in tune with themselves when it comes to, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually pretty interesting, and I want your guys' take from it, because you're young like me, you're a little bit older, so you're a little bit different kind of generation.
I'm older than her, so let's clear that up.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
I'm 21, so this guy is just what? He said, I'm older,
Yeah, we gotta clear that up.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, he's a 1 year older. Anyways, so I think it's interesting how I feel like this new industry that we're about to be in is going to be different, because growing up, all the industry was women, drugs, alcohol, just being very flaunty and flashy and all of that. That's what the industry, quote unquote, was for us, or me personally growing up. And I feel like now it's kind of shifting, because I feel like now everybody's getting tired of that. They're just I don't really care how many women you can get. I don't really care how much money you got, kind of thing. How do you guys feel about it? Do you think it is going into a different direction now, or what do you think about it?
I think it has, just because I don't know, they're getting tired of it, so they're seeking something better for themselves. They're being more conscious of what they're ingesting, either however you ingest whatever you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I said, they're just seeking something better for themselves, and they're conscious about it. So maybe it is going in the right path.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe,
Yeah.
I personally feel that in the past it's been very, I don't feel like there was one persona that was per se sought after by everybody, but I feel like you could kind of tell that every person in whatever industry that they were in, their image is very constructed. So if you have the rapper, it's the drugs, it's the money, it's this, that, and the other. If you have the actor, it's a perfect lifestyle. He acts, you know what I'm saying? They go down the red carpet, they look great, beautiful dress, designer, all this other stuff. Whereas I think now people are more quick to show their true selves, be authentic, to go online on Instagram, to, you know what I'm saying, just be real with what's going on. And I think, at least for me, it makes me feel more like I can relate with you if you're a figure, you know what I'm saying? If you're going through things, or you're being honest, I'm not having a good day today, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that is for you in that moment. And I personally like it going that way, it being more authentic and more genuine. I personally like
That's a good point.
So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see it that way, and I can. My personal opinion is that I think 1,000% TikTok really helped with that.
Yeah.
1,000%. With people just like, people be saying the most outlandish stuff. Like I be seeing videos and I'm like, what? Or like things that like would happen to me, like the smallest little thing, so random, like in my household or whatever, that apparently happens in everybody's household or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think in that aspect that TikTok is really cool. Because it does kind of get together different groups of people that relate to each other in different ways that like I would have never even thought would be on. You know how like people are like, oh, you're on that side of TikTok, you know, like different stuff like that I think is interesting. And I think also with like quote unquote influencers, like you said, just showing like their true like selves, like being like, I'm having a really awful day today, da da da.
Yeah.
But I think the OG like celebrities and stuff like that, they don't do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of keeps like that like celebrity, like we had talked about previously, platform like celebrity, because they aren't open about like stuff like that. They don't talk about stuff like that, which I also understand because they want their private life to be private life. How do you guys feel about that? So if you guys did have a platform like that, do you feel like you would want your private life to be private? Like to what extent would you have your private life on, you know, in a spotlight? To what extent would you?
Videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that now anyways. I don't really post. I mean, you know, I don't know. I just like to keep my shit private, my life and all that. And you know, what I have in the media is for my peoples. Does that make, you know, for the fans, if you want to say, or whatever. But yeah, for the people,
not a fan,
you know,
right?
The fans, yes.
The people following the kid, and you know,
I'm a fan.
all
I
that.
follow.
So yeah, so yeah, but that's what I'm
Follow
trying
my
to say.
boy.
Supreme
Vice
Ortiz.
versa, though, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I do that now, so I guess I could just really relate to that already.
Mm-hmm.
As in, like, I'd rather keep it, you know, my personal life to me, and then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that that's very like circumstantial. You know, it really matters the circumstance. But I mean, I do like to have an air of mystery. So I would keep a certain sense, you know what I'm saying,
That's
to myself.
That's that light skin in him. He's like, I am a mystery.
Yeah, just a little bit. For you to imagine, you know what I'm saying? Because you're going to imagine it's better than what it is. But at the same time, I very much like to help people. So if my personal situation or circumstance was able to help, you know what I'm saying, someone that they can relate in it, or, you know, oh, this guy's big, he going through the same thing, I wouldn't have a problem with, like, on, you know, those certain circumstances that I'm okay with, to exposing that and, like, helping someone out, and, you know, but, like I said, it's very circumstantial, so.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I feel like we kind of had talked about it a little bit last time about, like, the way that you want to come across on social media, because I'm kind of like the same way, like,
I was going to ask you, though, like, what do you think on it? You know?
Yeah, so I feel like, I don't know, like you said, it's kind of very circumstantial, kind of, you know, but I do like to kind of, I feel like even now I do kind of put my personal life a little bit more out there, in the sense that, like, what I'm working on, or just like what I might be struggling with, or just trying to push out, like, oh, I hope you guys have a great day today, or positivity, just all of that. But I also feel like at the same time, like, if I were to get to a certain level, I would want to protect, like, you know, a certain boundary of, this is my private life, like, you know, kind of thing, especially when it comes to, like, family, or, like, how do you guys feel when you see, like, celebrities who, there's certain celebrities who blur out their kid's face, or never show their kid's face on social media or anywhere? What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I wasn't hiding my kid from the world, I was hiding the world from my kid, you know.
Sound like some great shit.
Yes, that on the side. No.
Wow, I cannot, that was, wow, I can't. He's stupid.
No.
No way.
I forgot the question.
Listen, so, okay, so how do you feel Or like, what are your thoughts on certain celebrities like blur their kid's face out of every picture, or like don't show their kid's face at all?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes, it makes sense.
That's
yes,
why I said
just-
that.
What are your thoughts on it? Would you like, let's just say, for example, let's say you blow up. You are going to eventually. You blow up, and then would you want Atreyu's face all over everything? Like, how would you deal with that? You know, because you do have a son.
Right,
you know?
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying as like I can only speak as of now, right?
Yeah.
But it also depends on the situation. But I do it now as like, you know, I'll probably post them here and there.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I don't
of
do
course.
it all the time and
Yeah.
every day, but here and there, you know, I post or whatever. But I mean, I guess it really, I mean, it's to each his own, you know, like, because I seen that recently. I really seen that recently. That I think he was a football player, like you know, soccer, and he had his kid, and I went on his profile, and all his kids' pictures where they had like the literal blurry
Yeah, like
thing, you know what I mean,
blur.
or the pixels or some shit.
Mhm.
And I was like, damn, that's kind of weird, but I mean, I was like, hey, I mean, respect, you know, like you just, and he lives all the way out. He lives on the other side of the country where I don't know, they have some other type of
Stuff going on.
yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, you know, to each his own, you know.
Yeah. Where do you get motivation to like do everything from? Like motivation to work on projects, motivation to work on stuff. Like
honestly, I wouldn't even call it motivation. It's more of just doing it. Because sometimes you're not motivated.
consistency.
Sometimes you're not motivated and you do it, and then you're like, damn, I just made something fire and I didn't even want to. Or like I didn't have it in me, you know. And that's what I would say. Like it's just more of just doing it. No. But when I'm motivated, then I'm like, yo, word, you know, like, I can't wait to hop on and create what I, you know, whatever. But it's really just doing it, man. Every day, whatever it is, every day. Just do it.
They say that though. They say that, which is 100% true. I 1000% agree with it. That consistency beats motivation every day.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
You know, because you're not always going to be motivated, like you said. You're not always going to.
It comes and goes.
Yeah.
Consistent. I mean, you have to like really set yourself up to dedicate that time. You know.
Because it's like when you do force yourself to do it, you're not going to be upset. Like you're not going to be disappointed at the end of the day. You know that you force yourself to do it. Like for example, like even just editing like little clips, like Instagram Reels clips or like TikTok clips or whatever. Like, I don't necessarily want to sit there and do it. Sometimes a clip can take me an hour and a half. Even if it's 30, 45 seconds. Like, it can literally take me an hour and a half sometimes. Because,
super
you know.
Tedious.
Yes, it's super tedious. You know, you want to do it in like, in this year's like, turn it up, I know.
Yeah, say it louder for the people.
Right. Right. Because, like, first of all, you take the clip, obviously you edit it down, boom, 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 to, like, what you actually want that 45, 30 seconds to be. And then you go in, I sometimes have to put the volume up on it, or whatever the case may be with it. And then I put it into, like, a captions app. I don't individually type it all in. Well, I end up typing most of it in myself, because it's an AI-generated captions app, you know what I'm saying? So then I put it in the app, and then I have to go back and literally time out each individual word as it's being said. Like, it's a lot sometimes. Sometimes the AI generation is on point. I'm like, that's, and like it's done and over. Like I can do it fast.
Right.
But other times it messes it up like tremendously, and then I basically delete all of it and put it all in myself.
Yeah.
And literally timing people's words. Like even in you gotta literally put it in there, you know. And then after I finally do that, I gotta export it, whatever. Then you post it on Instagram, you gotta freaking come up with the caption, tag everybody in it, hashtag a bunch of hashtags, and then you gotta post it on your story, make it interesting, link the actual video on your story, kind of make it as interesting as possible. Then you gotta go on your personal page and do the whole thing, and then you gotta go on TikTok and post those. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a process, even for like a 30, 45-second video.
Right.
So it's like insane with like, I don't know, certain things, and as creators we don't talk about how long that stuff actually takes, you know? Let alone people who do actual long lengths of work, you know? People can sit there for hours, literally hours, like 8 hours a day at the computer editing stuff if it's a long enough project, you know? Nasir, what is like one of the, here we'll switch, you can sit over.
Show off the drip though.
What is one of like,
Show off the drip.
what is like one of the longest lengths of something that you've edited?
Recently or just ever?
Just ever.
actually for you.
Actually, you know what? You.
The longest, still to this day, the longest edit and render I've ever had, it was, what's up?
What's a render?
Render is when you export the video from whatever,
So you like send it?
not
export
even
it
send
to,
it.
like, a
It's like,
file?
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like bouncing with
There you
music.
go.
Yeah.
So you make it in the program, and then the final, all the edits and everything that you put
Yeah.
has to get put together and compiled into one
I
thing.
see. Okay.
Because it's all still on separate layers.
Yeah.
So it all gets put together
together.
into one
Yeah.
file.
Okay.
The longest edit took me in total like 4 days. And that was for you for marching band my senior year. And I had this old 2012 MacBook Pro,
Oh god.
and it took 10 hours to render the first time.
Damn.
And
The first
I remember I sent it to you and I sent it to Tate, and you guys were like, "Love it. We got a few changes," and I had to go back and change it again. And my laptop was so crappy that I just had to. I literally stayed up overnight, the night before the banquet, to make sure that the edit was done and clean
Oh,
for the
you're
video.
right. You're
Yeah,
right.
because we
Yeah.
almost, it was the day of, and you guys were like, "Where's the video?" And I was like, "It's almost done. Give me a second."
Yeah.
Like, I had to go to school, and it was still rendering.
Respectfully, I went in there like I was up all night. Y'all better appreciate every
No,
second
Mike-
of the.
Long story short, in total, I think it took almost 60, somewhere between like 60 and 70 hours. I promise you, I got it somewhere in my notes because I said this is like my longest, biggest project.
You said I'm gonna remember this
Yeah.
one.
all the big projects, but even still,
So
like
you
people
put never do a video. For okay.
Again.
don't realize how much time it takes
Literally,
to
it
like
does.
do a quality video. Even I did a 2.5 minute music video a couple weeks ago, and that was 3 days of editing in itself. Just
Yeah.
because your first edit, you're probably gonna hate. Like that's
Yeah.
just anybody.
Yeah.
And then by the time you go back over it and you add things and you fix it, you just lose track of the time. Next thing you know, you've been sitting there for 10 hours.
Yeah.
And actually, I get in trouble a lot for not eating because I'm so focused on editing and stuff like that. I pretty much spend most of my days editing. I'm not gonna lie. Probably more. I definitely prefer to shoot over edit just because I can shoot 10 projects in like 2 days, but edit,
Yeah.
that's gonna be months of editing. It's insane.
All right, and that is going to be a wrap on episode 5.
4, 5, 5.
5. Yeah, episode 5. That's a wrap on episode 5. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed everything. Do not forget to go cop your own Powerful Mind merch. As you can see, everybody looks good in this shirt, so you might as well look good too. Thank you so much, guys. Give them a like, a follow. Yeah, okay. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you.